At this hour, Colorado Democrats are deciding whether to punish Governor Jared Polis.
They're angry at his decision to let former Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters out of prison early. The party's Central Committee is holding a virtual meeting right now to consider whether to censure the governor.
A censure would suspend the governor as an honored guest, featured speaker, or participant of any future Colorado Democratic Party-sponsored events.
Your political reporter Sean Boyd talked to the governor just hours before that scheduled vote and joins us with our top story tonight at 6.
And Sean, hundreds of Democrats signed a petition in support of censure. What was the governor's reaction to that?
He told me that letter is politically motivated, and the reaction would have been different if Tina Peters was a Democrat. He says he looked at the evidence, heard from thousands of people, and made his decision based on what he thought was right, regardless of passions, pressures, or politics.
My goal is to make the right decisions with the information I have, and that's exactly what I did in this case.
Governor Polis knew there would be backlash from his commutation of Tina Peters' sentence, but he says a letter by Democrats calling for him to be censured is purely political.
I think the fact that this has seemingly become so partisan shows the problem with this case, frankly. No case should ever be viewed through a partisan lens. Each case is about an individual, the crime they committed.
Polis says he looked at other cases of corruption by public officials in Colorado, and none of the sentences, he says, came close to Peters.
Nearly every case, we saw probation, we saw 6 months.
Peters' sentence, he says, was based too much on what she said, not what she did. The appellate court raised the same concern.
Clearly, her free speech, however much we disagree with it, was used as a factor in that sentencing.
Mesa County District Attorney Dan Rubenstein disagrees.
This was not just a one act. This was a months-long pattern of deception to try to violate every security protocol we had as the person we entrusted specifically for that.
Rubenstein says Peters could have received 20 years, and he notes even Polis's own clemency board recommended against commutation.
I approach all these decisions with great humility in a very objective way, looking at the data. Of course, I actually heard from thousands of people on this case.
That's not humility. That's arrogance to believe that your judgment should substitute those others because you think they're wrong and you think you're smarter than them.
The Democrats calling for censure say Polis's conduct is inconsistent with the party's mission, which includes leading the battle for democracy. Polis insists he's doing just that.
It's caught up in the zeitgeist of the partisan divide, which is a horrific thing that rips my heart apart, this divide that's facing our country and the state. And I really hope that that doesn't impugn each individual sense of justice, whether they're Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. We need to make sure that you're punished based on the crime, regardless of your beliefs.
I asked the district attorney, Rubenstein, whether he would have protested a 4.5-year sentence had the judge given it. He said he wouldn't have, because the judge presided over years of litigation, and the case is from Mesa County and understands the impact this case has had. The governor told me he didn't talk to Peters or the judge before making his decision, but he noted Peters' clemency request included an apology and accountability for what she did. Rubenstein wonders how long that remorse will last, however, because she has until Friday, her attorneys do, to file an appeal before the state Supreme Court. So we'll see.
And of course, we will bring you that censure decision as soon as it happens. Our newsroom is watching that meeting live right now, so we'll of course keep you posted on that. Sean, thank you.